Welcome back to Fourth and Pain, the only pro wrestling show to be hosted by an NFL player and a weight loss champion. That's the disheveled Redskins defensive end, Adam Carriker, everybody.
Hi.
Nice beard. I'm former wrestling announcer and weight loss champion Chuck Carroll. This here, Fourth and Pain, bright and early on a Sunday morning, 1067 The Fan. Be sure to join us here each and every Sunday, 8 o'clock. A great way to start your day.
It is. We're awesome. We're great. And you can listen to us on the way to church or if you're just sitting there drinking a beer. We're all around good.
That's right. And if you're drinking a beer at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning, well, then by God, you're probably a NASCAR fan.
Or on the way to church drinking a beer. Hey.
Who says you can't be going to the Pentecostal Church of Anheuser-Busch?
There you go.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about pro wrestling, Adam.
Sounds good.
We are thoroughly on the road to WrestleMania. A lot of things starting to take shape. And as we spoke about last week with Dave Scher from PW Insider, this event is playing out to be exactly what we thought it was going to be. And I am dead serious. If you go back and listen to our shows from last November, and then you look at what we said then and the matches we said, and you look at the card for WrestleMania, boom, 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 right down the list, including Rock versus Cena 2.
You actually predicted Rock versus Cena 2 last summer when we first started recording in my hotel room. I mean, it was like June, and you predicted Rock versus Cena 2. I hated it then. I hate it now. It still stinks.
It's nice to be right some of the time. But
it doesn't happen often.
No, well, I'll take it when it comes around, you behemoth. But listen, here's the thing. What I'm excited about, let's forget about the staleness of the WrestleMania card. Let's talk about something that happened while you were still out in Colorado. He hasn't been on TV yet, but he did wrestle at a house show recently. We're talking about The Undertaker. Will he or won't he wrestle at WrestleMania? And right now, it certainly looks like he will.
Well, I knew he would. He's not going to let the streak end by just a forfeit or not showing up. Looks like, they hadn't done much on TV with it, but the word behind the stage, behind the curtain, is it's going to be Undertaker versus CM Punk. Are you excited about this matchup? Because there aren't many other matchups on this card that excite me.
Yes. And I'll tell you why. Because even though The Undertaker, and God knows from the photos that I've seen of his appearance at that house show and that little clip that WWE showed, he looks to be a little bit out of shape. You know, he hasn't wrestled since last year's WrestleMania, well, since the house show, but essentially he came to the ring and he had himself a nice little beer belly on him. Definitely did not grow his hair back. He's still as bald as a baby. And so he's got a ways to go. He's got about 6 weeks between now and WrestleMania to get himself into shape, and he needs to spend every waking moment that he possibly can in the gym. But as far as whether or not I'm excited about he and CM Punk, absolutely, because those two are storytellers, Adam, and they will be able to tell a hell of a story, not only leading to the match, but during the match itself. Their psychology, second to none.
I think the psychology will be great. Because obviously they're both really good at what they do. CM Punk's great on the mic. The Undertaker, he's just the Undertaker. As far as working out, I heard a rumor. I heard that he tried to get in shape without ever stepping foot in a weight room. And much like you, it was just a pure, it just didn't go well. That's the rumor that I heard.
I have not.
Is there any accuracy to this?
I have not heard that.
Well, I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, hey, there's probably a lot of accuracy because it didn't work well.
Oh, buddy, I'm not trying to body slam anybody. But I tell you what, if he thinks he's going to be able to step back into the ring without stepping foot in a gym, he has another thing coming.
I'm just kidding. 6 weeks is actually a lot of time to get in shape. You see a lot of these things on TV that advertise get in shape in 6 weeks or yada, yada, yada. If you work hard for 6 weeks, 6 straight weeks leading up to it, which he knows what to do, he knows how to get in shape. He's been doing it for 20-some years. He'll be ready to go. I think he'll get rid of that little gut that he's got. I wish he had the hair, but he just does. To me, the mystique of the Undertaker, a lot of it's in the hat, the eye roll, and the hair, and obviously the entrance and the smoke. But a hairless Undertaker, to me, I don't know. I'm not excited about this WrestleMania card. The only match that interests me whatsoever is CM Punk versus WrestleMania. Versus Undertaker at WrestleMania. We've already seen Lesnar Triple H. We've already seen Rock versus Cena. And none of the other matches have even really taken shape other than Del Rio versus Swagger. And Swagger's been back for 2 months. And he doesn't even ever talk. He lets this Zeb Coulter dude who looks like Yosemite Sam do all the talking. So that match is not interesting to me. I'm not that excited about WrestleMania.
Well, these things happen, but I think somehow between now and then, you're going to see some things happen
I hope so.
that might get you excited,
Please.
even if the card shakes out to be exactly what it looks like it will be. I think that WWE is going to continue to trot out all of the stops and make the show worthwhile and make it the spectacle that it is. Whether or not it's going to be worth a $70 purchase, that I couldn't tell you. But I still think at the end of the day, it's going to be a good show just by the caliber of matches alone.
What do you think they're going to do with the Shield? Because that is something that's really taken off. The fans are really buying in. I think a lot of people are liking the angle of the Shield. Who are they going to face?
It's going to be a triple threat. Ryback's going to be in there. Sheamus may be in there. But and maybe The Miz or Jericho, perhaps?
Well, on Monday they had Sheamus, and then they had Randy Orton came out and surprised RKO'd one of the members. They didn't have the third. You got to assume it's going to be Ryback. I am actually tired because we just saw it at the Elimination Chamber. I am actually tired of seeing three guys in a tag team match versus the Shield. They have to put a different twist on it. I'm thinking almost a Survivor Series type match where it's an elimination tag match.
That would be
Or
cool.
tornado tag where everyone can be in the ring and fighting at once. It can't just be a normal 3-on-3 tag match. It has to be something different.
I haven't heard of the tornado tag match in quite some time.
SmackDown versus Raw, my friend, the video game.
Good pull.
I always do tornado tag. It's never normal.
The tornado tag. I don't think that would work with the Shield yet because inherently that would mean that those three are going to have to turn on each other. That's the best thing that WWE has going, one of their top angles right now. So there's zero chance, unfortunately, although it is fun to say, tornado tag, that actually happens at
What about the
WrestleMania.
elimination tag, like at a Survivor Series, a match like that?
I love that idea.
It's got to be something different.
I think that there's plausible. There definitely needs to be some sort of twist, some sort of gimmick put on this match to make it worthwhile. But I wanted to go back and I wanted to talk about last Monday's Raw before we move on. And two things really stood out to me. Although we've seen it in the past, Triple H and Brock Lesnar, that brawl that opened the show when Lesnar got opened up, that was a legit cut. I think it took 12 staples to close that wound on his head. That was pretty awesome.
That was pretty cool. Anytime there's blood everywhere and there's just massive carnage, I mean, I get excited about these things. You know, it's some of these things that excite me. Just why I play football, just massive carnage everywhere. I don't want to see the match.
Two big boys just going at it.
Who's going to win?
Triple H.
You think so? So they're going to have Brock Lesnar come back, and within a year, he's going to have 3 matches, and he's going to lose 2 of those matches.
Yep.
You think so?
Yep. I'll go on it. Oh, and as the card takes shape, we'll actually make our picks, and odds are I'll change my mind. But for now, I'm going to go with Triple H.
I haven't figured out because to me, Lesnar just signed a new deal for 2 more years.
Right.
So if he beats Triple H, that could really launch them into next year. At the same time, I don't know if this is Triple H's retirement match that hasn't really taken shape yet, but I have a hard time finding Triple H losing 2 in a row to the same guy unless it's the Undertaker, which he did. But that's a different circumstance. So how can he lose 2 to the Undertaker and then 2 in a row to Lesnar? So I'm conflicted a little bit, I think here.
I don't know. I think that Triple H is one of those guys that's going to do whatever's best for business. That's going to be his on-the-record quote. And
yeah, I agree.
As the heir to WWE, now that he's married to Stephanie McMahon, he is absolutely willing to do the job and whatever's going to further the company. So on that front, anybody's going to check out. But as of right now, I think that Triple H is going to get the win. But about CM Punk, okay, heading into this match, he had himself a hell of a tune-up. Monday night against John Cena. And this is a match, I know that you said you fast-forwarded through a little bit, but this match has been put online in its entirety by WWE. Instant classic. Adam does not begin to do this match justice. This is seriously one of the top 3 greatest matches that have ever aired on Monday Night Raw. Phenomenal, despite the fact that John Cena gets the knock for just having 4 moves. These two went out and they absolutely tore the house down.
You took my line away. I was going to say Mr. 4 Moves of Doom put together a 30-minute match.
But he did the 4 moves so well for this 30 minutes.
The part of the match that I did see, I watched about, probably 2/3 of it. I thought it was a real good match. CM Punk is a real good in the ring to begin with. I thought he carried the match pretty well. And Cena, I mean, he showed he's got some stuff. He's got some ability. He's got more than the 4 moves, maybe 4.5.
Yeah. Well, 4.5, that's a step in the right direction.
That's a round up to 5, I guess.
That's almost good enough for the 5-knuckle shuffle.
There you go.
Last bit of WWE business before we move on. They had their conference call with the investors this week, and this is some very inside stuff. They're going to be launching their own TV network. It's been talked about behind the scenes for some time, but some details are starting to trickle out about that. And Adam, traditional pay-per-views are going to go the way of the dodo for these WWE Network subscribers. It's going to be just like HBO or Showtime. It's going to be a premium channel that you need to subscribe to. But with that subscription, they will be showing all of the pay-per-views live in their entirety on the WWE Network, with the exception, not surprisingly, of WrestleMania.
Now, I've been waiting for this WWE channel, the WWE Network, whatever you want to call it, for a couple years. It's actually going to happen.
It's finally going to happen.
So basically, you pay every month, you get this channel, and then you get all the pay-per-views along with it.
With the exception of WrestleMania, but yeah.
That doesn't sound half bad to me. I might have to, I don't know. The wife isn't a big wrestling fan. She lets me do the show. I might have to trick her into getting this somehow.
Well, I
got to figure out a way.
She's out of the house one day. You just call up your local cable provider and say, hey, I want the WWE Network.
Well, the problem is she does the bills, so she's going to see the bills.
Yeah, well...
Can I just send it to your house? Send
sure,
the bill to your house and pay for me?
Care of okay? Chuck Carroll.
There we go.
But here's the other cool thing. I mean, of course, they're going to have plenty of time to sprinkle in some dark matches. I think some older matches. One of the shows that they're going to be doing is, I believe, a comparison of the Monday Night War. So they'll show an episode of Monday Night Raw immediately following. They'll show the episode of Monday Nitro that also aired on that same night. So it kind of shows what was going on during that Monday Night Wars chronologically, which is a very cool segment.
I think what excites me most about the channel is seeing these old matches, seeing these old programs that were on TV, because some of the things that excite me most about wrestling is the back in the day stuff, even all the way back to the Ultimate Warrior. I love watching that type of stuff again.
Yeah, and then they're going to sprinkle in a smattering of reality TV programming as well. I think Zack Ryder is going to teach us all how to woo or something like that. I don't really know what they're going to
give that man a push.
They do. Bring back Zack Ryder. Bring back Zack Ryder.
They need to give him a push. They need to escalate Randy Orton. They need to have Ryback actually. He did win a match. He finally won a match the other day. He needs to win another one. Make it 2 in a row, Ryback.
Hey, there you go. 2 in a row. Build toward the future. This is WWE Booking with Adam Carriker. But listen, we're fresh out of time on this segment. On the other side, very excited about this one. Talk about one of the all-time greats in WCW. This guy will undoubtedly be featured prominently in those Monday Night Wars shows on the WWE Network. We're going to be speaking with 5-time WCW Tag Team Champion Buff Bagwell. Pretty cool, huh?
WCW Tag Team Champion or Champion?
Tag Team Champion.
All right, I thought you were going to say Booker T.
No,
five-time.
5-time Tag Team Champion.
I was actually a bigger fan of Buff anyways. You know me, I like guys that are ripped and guys that are strong. So I'm excited about this.
Buff is the stuff, and he'll be joining us right after this. Don't go anywhere.
My arms are bigger than his.
Oh, well, yeah, no doubt. This is Fourth and Pain.